Welcome back to the Patrick McLean Show. I'm Chris Harris, and I'm here sitting with my guest, Manny Ramerez. I'm Manny. How are you?
I'm doing quite well on this beautiful night. How about you?
I'm doing quite well. You might have to speak up a little bit. Our mic's a little bit hard of hearing.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah, that's certainly
Sounds
better.
good.
Now, Manny, I called you here today. I'm sure you're a fan of the show, and you've watched our previous episodes with Huey Lutz and Connor Townsend. We've been discussing this week on this week's episode the Wall, the Great Wall of Mexico.
The Great Wall of Mexico. Okay, yeah.
You're familiar with recent times. The President Donald Trump has been elected to be President of the United States, along with Vice President Mike Pence, both who share a firm belief that we need to strengthen the border between us and our neighbor Mexico to help prevent illegal immigration, drug trafficking, human trafficking, just to name a few. How do you feel about this, the idea to build a wall?
I am actually quite surprised at how far things have gotten. Personally, I did not vote for Donald Trump, so I was not in favor of the wall. But I'm pretty optimistic as to where this is going. I did not think he would actually find a plan to execute this order, and I guess we're just gonna have to see what happens and see what kind of result comes from this wall.
So you're not in favor of it?
Oh,
right?
no, I'm not in favor.
Okay. Many Americans are not in favor of building the wall, and I completely understand your opinion on that. What do you feel about his plans to have Mexico pay for it, as he said multiple times?
Well, I believe that that was a very bold statement from him. I know that a lot of people were offended, including the Mexican president. And personally, me coming from Mexico.
Oh, you were born in Mexico?
Yeah, I was actually born in Mexico, and I moved here at a very young age. Now, of course, I'm a naturalized citizen. But I do know that a lot of people were offended from that statement. But, well, it's happening. So we have to accept the reality and see where things go from there.
Right, yeah, you can't knock down the man before he's had his chance.
Yeah, for sure.
As a great man once said. Great man being me. Anywho, moving on. Donald Trump, let's say he was going to have Mexico pay for this wall. Of course, Mexican president got offended by the statement, so offended that he was supposed to come to America next week to meet with Donald Trump, cancel his trip. You're familiar with that?
Wow, I was not aware of that.
Well, that happened. Anywho, moving on from that, Donald Trump proposed that how we're going to pay for this wall, by still having Mexico pay for it, is by charging a 20% tariff on all Mexican imports. So everything Mexico exports to the United States, we tax 20%.
20%. Are you familiar with why he chose 20%?
I'm not familiar as to why he chose that number, but it's a very, very big number in my opinion. That's 1/5. So say I would go out and I want to buy, a table, like this table that we're sitting at, and I want to purchase that table for $100. It's going to cost me $120 after this tariff gets stacked on. 20% tariff. That means they'll have to charge, in theory, they'll be charging 20% more for their goods, so they can offset the cost of this tariff.
It's true. May I ask why you chose to use a table for an example?
Well, that's an excellent question. Moving on, Mexico, largest exports. Are you familiar with them?
No, I am not.
Well, coming in at number 10, many people, including the previous two guests on my show, believe that avocados and produce, fruit, vegetables, were the number one export. That is false.
Oh, really?
Automobiles are the number one export.
Wow, I'm in
But
shock.
they're number 6 export, and one of their largest growing industries, growing 65.2% in the last 6 years. That's since 2011 for those of you who can't do math. Is furniture. That is why I used the example of this beautiful hardwood table or these fine leather seats on which we are sitting on. Now you wouldn't have expected that, would you?
No, I would not have actually expected that.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. Now, many people, including those in the United States, think when they hear this news, wow, since we import all this furniture from Mexico, what's going to happen? I'm going to have to pay 20% more for the same quality furniture I'm getting. You know what I see here? I see an opportunity. You following me?
Um, yes, I think I am. But what we might have two sides to this opportunity. What are you seeing here?
I'm seeing that we open up our own furniture manufacturing business here in the United States, where we'll still pay the same for the raw materials such as the wood, the leather, the metal, the fabric, all of that. But we'll be paying American workers at minimum wage to manufacture American-made furniture, which we will then be able to sell at the same price or possibly cheaper than our Mexican counterparts after this tariff is put in place.
Wow, that's a very good. It's a very good idea.
What were you seeing there, Manny?
Um, Honestly, I just saw the opportunity to, make money off of, Mexican, more money off of Mexican furniture, and
How would you propose doing that?
just by the increase of price, I believe that maybe like the quality would increase, so it would be in higher demand. Um, as far as what people would want, because people do like nice furniture. Personally, I'm a big fan of very nice furniture, and I know my family is, and that's the opportunity that I saw.
Right, so they like to buy furniture made from. Do they prefer made in America,
Um,
made in Mexico, made in Italy, made in China?
Actually, I think they do prefer furniture from Mexico, so I believe that that's for the people that are Mexican or have strong affiliations with Mexico. I believe that they're gonna be making a lot of money from them.
Right,
Because
right. Even though they increase cost due to the tariff.
I believe that a lot of people would be willing to pay that extra 20%.
Okay, so that's a minority in the United States population. Would you say?
Oh, for sure.
Right. So for the vast majority of Americans, I see what you're saying is the who are our customers, being the who. There's going to be some that are still going to be firm and say, you know what, I'm going to pay that extra 20% because I want my furniture made in Mexico. Because of that strong pride of nationality, would you say?
Yes, yes.
But then wouldn't you say there's also those that are going to pay more, per se, for American-made furniture? There's also those who pay more for American.
Right, for sure. That's also another example of strong national pride.
Right, exactly. And what about those? I'd say most, in my opinion, at least speaking from my personal experiences and those of my friends and family, when they go out and they want to buy something, they say, "What's the quality and what's the cost? Am I saving enough to offset a little bit less on quality, or should I spend a little bit more so I can get better quality?"
I do agree with that. I do. I see where you're making that point.
So what if with this tariff we could make better quality and charge the same, if not a cheaper price? Wouldn't you say those people would lean towards the American-made furniture?
Actually, yes, I do. I now see what you're saying, and I do believe that if people are going to be paying less for more, essentially, I don't see why they would not buy the furniture that we make in America.
Right. And my idea I'm proposing, the opportunity I see, is for furniture manufacturing company here in the United States. Because of this tariff, I believe that it will allow us to sell our product at the same, if not a cheaper price, while still having better quality made goods, which will attract more customers.
That is true. Do you think that the quality would be so good that we will actually increase our exports on furniture to other countries?
Now it's possible. Right now, the business is riding off the 20% tariff and trying to take advantage of that, with furniture being one of Mexico's largest exports. But after the company is established, I could see it taking place in exporting furniture into other countries and not just domestic, but making it an international company. Do you see any other sort of things that could get in the way of this business, such as this I don't know, maybe the tariff ending once the wall gets built, or do you think that we would have already established a name brand?
I think that it's a little too soon to say how things will go, but I believe that if the furniture business in America does become something bigger than what it already is, I see a lot of people jumping on that opportunity and taking advantage of it. And if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work, and we'll find something else.
Well, I'm glad we can agree, and I'm glad that you could point out a couple of possible problems with this business. Constructive criticism is always welcome here on the Patches McLean Show. And on that note, I'm going to be signing off, and I'd like to thank Manny Ramerez for being a guest. It was a pleasure having you.
It was a pleasure being here.